Hello dear students, welcome back to our channel Bhavani Commerce Academy. Today we will see 14 adjustments in final accounts. So if you want to do final accounts, you need to know how to do adjustments in final accounts. Okay, so I'm going to tell you in easy way. In final accounts, generally information is given to you, that is a trial balance as well as adjustments. Yes. So trial balance amount, it will appear only one time, either in trading account or profit and loss account or balance sheet. But adjustment amount will appear two times. Where it will be? One is trading account or profit and loss account. Other one is balance sheet. Okay. So how to adjust those adjustments? Here we have to learn. Okay. First one, closing stock. What is closing stock? Unsold stock for this year. So this closing stock, how to adjust? This effect will be two times. One is trading account, other one is balance sheet. Here I have given trading account credit side. Trading account, we have to show credit side by closing stock. What we should write? By closing stock, like this. For example, here I have taken trading account as well as profit and loss account. So up to here trading account, here onwards profit and loss account. So if it is closing stock, how to adjust? Trading account credit side. So this is debit side, this is credit side. So left hand side debit, right hand side credit. Okay. So I'm writing here by closing stock. Okay. And second time, balance sheet asset side. So this is balance sheet. So balance sheet, we have liabilities, assets. Left hand side liabilities, right hand side assets. There is no debit, there is no credit because it is a statement. Okay. So where we should write balance sheet asset side. Assets, under asset, just you should write, what is that? Closing stock. Okay. So if it is closing stock, you need to show like this. Clear? Second one, outstanding expenses. What is outstanding expenditure? The expenditure incurred during the year but not paid by the closing date of that period. So that should be outstanding expenditure. So outstanding expenditure effect will be two times. If you have any adjustment, that should be two times. You need to write. Where we should write? Trading account or profit and loss account debit side, you need to add. That means, for example, outstanding salaries are there. Salaries is a expenditure that is available debit side of the profit and loss account. So here onwards we have profit and loss account. Yes. So debit side we have available salaries. For these salaries, if you have outstanding salaries in the adjustment, that should be added here. Outstanding salaries. Okay. So trading or profit and loss account debit side we need to add. Okay. Outstanding salaries. If it is outstanding wages, that should be available in the debit side of the trading account. Two wages that is available in the debit side of trading account. For that we are adding plus outstanding wages. Okay. So one time here completed. If it is salary, outstanding salary, one time we added here. Yes. And second time where we should write? Balance sheet liability side. So under balance sheet we have liabilities, assets. Yes. Under liabilities, we need to write outstanding salary. If it is salary, outstanding salary. If it is wages, outstanding wages, we need to write. Okay. Because that is payable amount. Expenditure incurred but not paid. So in future, we need to pay that amount. So it's a liability. So that we are writing under liability side of the balance sheet. Okay. And next, third one, unexpired or prepaid expenses. Prepaid expenses are those expenses which are paid in current period but related to next period. So next year ki sambandhinchina expenses ni ee year pay chestunnam, munduga pay chestunnam. That is nothing but prepaid expenses. So if you have prepaid expenses in the adjustment, so how to adjust that adjustment? Here we have 2 points. Profit and loss account debit side, you need to deduct that value. Prepaid, if prepaid వచ్చిందంటే you need to deduct that. Outstanding అంటే add చేయాలి, prepaid అంటే minus చేయాలి. Okay. So profit and loss account debit side, we need to deduct that value and we need to show in the balance sheet asset side. For example, prepaid rent. Okay. Rent is available in the profit and loss account debit side. Already we have rent is there. Okay, so for that rent, we have adjustment. What is that? Prepaid rent. So if it is prepaid rent, that will be deducted from the rent. So prepaid rent, we are deducting in the debit side of the profit and loss account. Then we need to show this prepaid rent in the asset side of the balance sheet. Prepaid rent. Okay, so because future expenditure we paid this year only, so that it's a asset. Okay. Fourth one, outstanding income. So outstanding ante enti plus cheyali. Okay, and what is the meaning of outstanding income? Here, outstanding income is nothing but income earned during a particular period, but not received during that period. Income earn చేసాము కానీ ఇంకా రిసీవ్ చేసుకోలేదు. సో దట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ అవుట్స్టాండింగ్ ఇన్కమ్. ఇంకా ఇన్కమ్ రావాల్సింది. Okay, so that is called outstanding income. If you have outstanding income in the adjustments, what we should do? First, we need to write credit side of the profit and loss account. That should be added. Okay, for example, profit and loss account credit side, we have incomes. Yes, because profit and loss account is a nominal account. All expenses, losses, debit side. All incomes and gains, credit side of the profit and loss account. Okay, so here credit side of the profit and loss account, already we have available income is there. That is nothing but, for example, interest. So already we have interest received is there. For that interest received, in the adjustment given, outstanding interest received. Outstanding interest received. What we should do? Add outstanding interest. Add outstanding interest in the credit side of the profit and loss account. Okay. And next, balance sheet asset side. We need to show in the balance sheet asset side outstanding interest. For example, I'm taking interest. If it is commission, just write down commission. If it is interest, you need to write interest. Okay. So this is the way to write outstanding income. And next, fifth one, income received in advance or unearned income. What is the meaning here? Sometimes certain income have been received during the trading period, even though they have not been earned. మనం ఎర్న్ చేయకపోయినా కానీ ముందే ఇన్కమ్ మనకు వచ్చేసింది అనుకోండి, దట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఇన్కమ్ రిసీవ్డ్ ఇన్ అడ్వాన్స్. హౌ టు రైట్ దిస్ అడ్జస్ట్మెంట్? సో ఫస్ట్ వన్, ప్రాఫిట్ అండ్ లాస్ అకౌంట్ క్రెడిట్ సైడ్, యూ నీడ్ టు డిడక్ట్ దట్. సో ప్రాఫిట్ అండ్ లాస్ అకౌంట్ క్రెడిట్ సైడ్. వై వీ షుడ్ రైట్ క్రెడిట్ సైడ్? బికాస్ ఇట్ ఈస్ అ ఇన్కమ్. ఓకే, సో వాట్ వీ షుడ్ డూ? మైనస్. సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, commission received in advance. For example, commission received in advance. Unearned commission, we can say. Okay, so already we have credit side by commission is there, commission received is there. Okay, for that we are deducting income received in advance. Income received in advance. Okay, again this income received in advance, commission received in advance, where we should write? In the balance sheet liability side. In the balance sheet liability side, what we should write? If it is commission received in advance, just we need to write commission received in advance. Okay, next, bad debts. What is bad debts? Irrecoverable loss. That means it is a non-payment by the debtors. సో మనము క్రెడిట్ బేసిస్ లో సేల్ చేసినప్పుడు ఆ పర్సన్ డెటార్ అవుతాడు. ఓకే, సో డెటార్స్ టోటల్ అమౌంట్ పే చేస్తే ఓకే, టోటల్ అమౌంట్ పే చేయకుండా ఓన్లీ 75% అమౌంట్ పే చేశారు, 25% అమౌంట్ పే చేయలేదు. ఆ పే చేయని అమౌంట్ ఏమంటామంటే బ్యాడ్ డెట్స్, ఇర్రికవరబుల్ డెట్. ఓకే, సో ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ బ్యాడ్ డెట్స్ ఇన్ ద అడ్జస్ట్మెంట్, వాట్ వీ షుడ్ డూ? ప్రాఫిట్ అండ్ లాస్ అకౌంట్ డెబిట్ సైడ్ వీ నీడ్ టు షో, అండ్ బ్యాలెన్స్ షీట్ డిడక్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ debtors from the asset side. See, in trading and profit and loss account, we have profit and loss account debit side, just we need to write 2 bad debts. Okay, and then that should be deducted from the asset side of the balance sheet. So where we should deduct from assets, we need to deduct from the debtors. Already we have debtors are available in the balance sheet asset side. From that debtors we need to deduct the bad debts. Okay, so here we have to learn one more point. So adjustments bad debts are called new bad debts. Okay, and it is also available sometimes in the trial balance also. So if you have bad debts in the trial balance, that should be called as old bad debts. So if you have old bad debts, that will appear only one time. That means ట్రయల్ బ్యాలెన్స్ లో ఉన్న ఐటమ్ ఏదైనా కానీ ఒకేసారి వస్తుంది. ఓకే, సో బ్యాడ్ డెట్స్ ట్రయల్ బ్యాలెన్స్ లో ఉంటే దాన్ని ఓల్డ్ బ్యాడ్ డెట్స్ అంటాం. దట్ విల్ బి షోన్ ఇన్ ద ప్రాఫిట్ అండ్ లాస్ అకౌంట్ డెబిట్ సైడ్. వాట్ వీ షుడ్ రైట్ హియర్? 2 ఓల్డ్ బ్యాడ్ డెట్స్. ఓకే, if you have in the adjustment, that should be called as new bad debts. That new bad debts we need to write 2 times. Okay, so one is debit side of the profit and loss account, and second time we need to deduct from debtors under asset side of the balance sheet. Okay, remember this point. Okay, 7th one, depreciation. What is depreciation? Decrease the value of asset. అసెట్ ని యూజ్ చేస్తున్నా కొద్దీ దాని వాల్యూ అనేది తగ్గిపోతుంది, అవునా? సో దాట్ ఈస్ డెప్రిసియేషన్. ఓకే, సో ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ డెప్రిసియేషన్ ఇన్ ద అడ్జస్ట్మెంట్, వేర్ వీ షుడ్ రైట్? దట్ విల్ అపియర్ 2 times. ప్రాఫిట్ అండ్ లాస్ అకౌంట్ డెబిట్ సైడ్ అండ్ బ్యాలెన్స్ షీట్ అసెట్ సైడ్ డిడక్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ రిలేటెడ్ అసెట్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, depreciation on machinery. So machinery is available in the balance sheet asset side, okay, because it is a fixed asset. Machinery, it is available in the balance sheet asset side. From that machinery we are deducting this depreciation on machinery. Okay, again this depreciation of machinery, where we should write? In the profit and loss account debit side, depreciation on machinery. Okay, because it is a loss. Then next, discount on debtors. What is the meaning here? If a customer pays his dues correctly, the business organization allows cash discount to the debtors. So this is a loss to the business concern. అంటే డేటాస్ అంటే ఎవరు? మనకు అమౌంట్ పే చేయాల్సిన వాళ్ళు. సో వాళ్ళు కరెక్ట్ గా అమౌంట్ పే చేస్తున్నప్పుడు మనం కొంత డిస్కౌంట్ అనేది ఇస్తాం. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ 10,000 పే చేయాలి. సో 10,000 పే చేస్తున్నప్పుడు వాళ్ళు డిస్కౌంట్ అడిగితే మనం ఒక 10% ఇచ్చామనుకోండి. సో 10,000 పే చేయాల్సింది 9,000 పే చేస్తారు. బికాస్ 10,000 లో 10% 1,000. సో 1,000 వాళ్ళు పే చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. సో దట్ 9,000 he will pay to us. So 1,000 is a loss from our business point of view. Okay, so if it is discount on creditors given in the adjustment, what we should do? Profit and loss account debit side we need to show, because it is loss. All expenses, losses should be debited. So in the profit and loss account debit side we should write discount on debtors. Okay, as well as in the balance sheet asset side, deduct from debtors after deducting bad debts and provision for bad debts. If you have bad debts and provision for bad debts in the adjustments along with this discount on debtors, first you need to deduct bad debts from the debtors, then you need to deduct provision for bad debts, that is doubtful debts. After deducting this amount, you need to deduct this discount on debtors. That is the process to calculation of discount on debtors. Okay, so where we should write this? Balance sheet asset side. From asset side we have available debtors. From this debtors we are deducting first bad debts, new bad debts. Okay, new bad debts, then deduct new provision for bad debts, that is the doubtful debts. After deducting this, you need to deduct discount on debtors. Discount on debtors. So this is the procedure to calculate discount on debtors. Okay, discount on creditors. What is the meaning here? A trader can expect to get some cash discount from creditors. Who are the creditors? If you are purchasing material from the suppliers on credit basis, the supplier will be creditor. సో మనం క్రెడిట్ బేసిస్ లో మెటీరియల్ ని పర్చేస్ చేస్తున్నాం సప్లయర్ నుంచి. క్రెడిట్ బేసిస్ అంటే యు ఆర్ నాట్ పేయింగ్ క్యాష్ ఇమీడియట్లీ, యు ఆర్ పేయింగ్ ఇన్ ద ఫ్యూచర్ టు దట్ పర్సన్. సో దట్ పర్సన్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ క్రెడిటర్. ఓకే, సో మనం క్రెడిటర్ నుంచి ఒక డిస్కౌంట్ ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేస్తున్నాం. యాక్చువల్లీ వీ నీడ్ టు పే 10,000 ఇన్ ఫ్యూచర్, బట్ వీఆర్ ఆస్కింగ్ డిస్కౌంట్ 10% డిస్కౌంట్. సో 10,000 పే చేయాల్సింది 10% డిస్కౌంట్ కట్ చేసుకొని పే చేస్తున్నాం. అంటే 10,000 లో 10% 1,000. So after deducting that 1,000, we are paying only 9,000. So that 1,000 by business point of view, it's a gain. Okay, so that should be comes under profit and loss account credit side. All incomes and gains credit side. Okay, so profit and loss account credit side once you need to write, and second time balance sheet liability side deduct from creditors. So in the profit and loss account credit side, just you need to write discount on creditors. Then we need to show balance sheet liability side. Already we have creditors. From that creditors, we need to deduct this discount on creditors. Okay. Next one, interest on capital. So if you have interest on capital in the adjustment, what are the two effects? One is profit and loss account debit side. Other one is balance sheet liability side. We need to add to capital. Okay. So here we have trading and profit and loss account. Here we have balance sheet. Okay. So from liabilities, we have available capital is there. For that capital, we are adding interest on capital. Again, this interest on capital, where we should write in the profit and loss account. In the profit and loss account, debit side we need to show to interest on capital. Okay. Because it's an expenditure, business point of view, it's a expenditure. And next, interest on drawings. What we should do interest on drawings? Profit and loss account credit side we need to show, as well as balance sheet liability side deduct from capital after deduction of drawings. So see here we have trading and profit and loss account. So here onwards we have profit and loss account. In the profit and loss account credit side, by interest on drawings we need to show. Then in the balance sheet liability side, already we have available capital is there. From that capital, if you have drawings, just deduct the drawings. Drawings are available in the trial balance. If you have trial balance, drawings are there, that should be deducted here. After that, adjustment, in the adjustment, if you have interest on drawings, that should be deducted here. Interest on drawings. Okay. So this is the process to calculate interest on drawings. Next one, goods distributed by a concern as free samples. So organization తన products ని free samples కింద distribute చేస్తే, what we should do? How to adjust that? Here we have 2 points. One is trading account debit side. We need to deduct from purchases. Then profit and loss account debit side shown as advertisement. It will not appear in the balance sheet. Balance sheet లో ఎంట్రీ రాదు. ఫ్రీ శాంపిల్స్ ఉన్నప్పుడు బ్యాలెన్స్ షీట్ లో ఎంట్రీ రాదు. ఎక్కడ వస్తుంది? ట్రేడింగ్ అకౌంట్. ట్రేడింగ్ అండ్ ప్రాఫిట్ అండ్ లాస్ అకౌంట్. ఇన్ ద ట్రేడింగ్ అకౌంట్, where we should write debit side minus from purchases. Purchases are available debit side of the trading account. 2 purchases are there. Yes. So from that purchases, we need to deduct this free samples. Okay. Again, we need to write in the profit and loss account debit side as advertisement. For the advertisement purpose only, we are distributing that free samples. Yes. So that we need to write 2 advertisements. It's an expenditure. So that we are writing debit side of the profit and loss account. It will not appear in the balance sheet. Okay. And next one, goods destroyed by fire or accident or floods. So goods destroy అయిపోతే ఎంట్రీ ఎలా చేయాలి? సో హియర్ వీ హ్యావ్ 3 పాయింట్స్. ఫస్ట్ పాయింట్ ఇస్ ఇఫ్ లాస్ ఈస్ నాట్ రికవరబుల్, అంటే మనకు వచ్చిన లాస్ అనేది ఇన్సూరెన్స్ కంపెనీ రికవర్ చేయకపోతే, ఇన్ ద ట్రేడింగ్ అకౌంట్ క్రెడిట్ సైడ్ వీ నీడ్ టు రైట్ బై గూడ్స్ డెస్ట్రాయిడ్. సో ట్రేడింగ్ అకౌంట్ credit side by goods destroyed. And profit and loss account debit side, second time profit and loss account debit side to loss on goods destroyed. Just we need to show 2 times. One is trading account credit side, second one profit and loss account debit side, because insurance company మనకు రికవరీ చేయలేదు కాబట్టి. Okay. And next, if it is a second situation, if loss is fully recoverable, insurance company మొత్తం పే చేస్తుంది. So in this situation, trading account credit side we need to write trading account credit side by goods destroyed. సో మనకి ఎంత లాస్ వచ్చిందో, ఎంత డిస్ట్రాయ్ అయిందో ఆ స్టాక్ ని ఇక్కడ క్రెడిట్ సైడ్ లో మెన్షన్ చేయాలి. యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ ఇన్ ద బ్యాలెన్స్ షీట్ అసెట్ సైడ్ what we should write? Amount due from insurer. Okay. So if you have loss is fully recoverable, we need to show like this. One is trading account, credit side, buy goods destroyed. Second time, balance sheet asset side, amount due from insurer. Okay, clear? And third situation, if loss is partially recoverable, partially ante some part, for example 10,000 loss వచ్చింది, సో 10,000 లో ఓన్లీ 6,000 మాత్రమే ఇన్సూరెన్స్ కంపెనీ పే చేస్తా అని అష్యూరెన్స్ ఇచ్చింది, రిమైనింగ్ 4,000 పే చేయదు. సో దట్ పార్షియల్లీ రికవరబుల్. ఓకే, సో ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ పార్షియల్లీ రికవరబుల్, this adjustment will comes 3 times. One is trading account, credit side, trading account, credit side, buy goods destroyed. ఎంత లాస్ వచ్చిందో అంతా మెన్షన్ చేయాలి. నెక్స్ట్ సెకండ్ టైం ప్రాఫిట్ అండ్ లాస్ అకౌంట్, డెబిట్ సైడ్, లాస్ ఆన్ స్టాక్ destroyed. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ హియర్ వీ హ్యావ్ 10,000 వర్త్ గూడ్స్ ఆర్ లాస్ట్. సో ఈ 10,000 లో ఓన్లీ 6,000 మాత్రమే ఇన్సూరెన్స్ కంపెనీ పే చేస్తా అని చెప్పింది. సో దట్ how much loss is left? 4,000 worth goods are left. So that in profit and loss account debit side, we should write loss on stock destroyed. How much? 10,000 minus 6,000. How much loss is left? 4. We need to show this 4,000 in the profit and loss account debit side. And third time, balance sheet asset side, what we should write? Amount due from insurance company. So in the balance sheet, we have liabilities and assets. From asset side, what we should write? Insurance claim or amount due from insurance company. What is the amount? 6,000, because 6,000 rupees pay chesta ani assurance ichindi kabatti we need to show in the asset side 6,000. Okay, and the last one and very important adjustment, provision for doubtful debts. We can say reserve for doubtful debts. Okay, so if bad debts and provision for bad debts or provision for doubtful debts are given in the adjustments only, so bad debts and provision for doubtful debts both are given in the adjustments only adjustment lo matrame iste. How to adjust that? Balance sheet asset side, first deduct bad debts from debtors. After that, deduct provision for bad debts from that balance amount of debtors. Okay, see here. Here is the balance sheet. Under balance sheet, we have liabilities and assets. From asset side, we have debtors are there. From the debtors, if you have bad debts in the adjustment, that should be called as new bad debts. Adjustment lo ichina bad debts name antam new bad debts. Okay, so here we are deducting new bad debts. After deducting, you will get some amount. From that amount, if you have provision for doubtful debts in the adjustment, that should be called as new provision for doubtful debts. So new provision for doubtful debts. Okay, so that is deducted. Then these two balances where we should show again, this is first time. And next, profit and loss account debit side, 2 bad debts and 2 provision for bad debts. So that is nothing but 2 new provision for new bad debts as well as new provision for bad debts we need to show in the debit side of the profit and loss account. So eppudu adi if only given in the adjustment. Okay, and one more point is related to this. If those given in the trial balance as well as adjustment, ante bad debts provision for doubtful debts rendu trial balance lo alage adjustments lo kuda iste ela adjust cheyali. See, balance sheet asset side, from debtors deduct bad debts first, then deduct provision for bad debts, like this only first point. So first bad debts deduct chestamu, tarvata provision for bad debts deduct chestam. Okay, and second time, here we have profit and loss account. Profit and loss account debit side, we need to write 2 old bad debts. Old bad debts are nothing but trial balance. If you have trial balance bad debts, that will appear only one time. So where we should write debit side of the profit and loss account, what we should write? 2 old bad debts. Okay, we have adjustment bad debts also there. That will be right same debit side, new bad debts. ఓకే, సో సెపరేట్ గా అయినా రాయొచ్చు, లేదంటే ఈ రెండింటిని యాడ్ చేసి అయినా అవుటర్ కాలమ్ లో వేసుకోవచ్చు. ఓకే, డెబిట్ సైడ్ ఆఫ్ ది ప్రాఫిట్ అండ్ లాస్ అకౌంట్. సో ఆఫ్టర్ రైటింగ్ బ్యాడ్ డెట్స్, వీ హ్యావ్ ప్రొవిజన్ ఫర్ డౌట్ఫుల్ డెట్స్ ఆల్సో దేర్. సో హౌ టు రైట్ దిస్? హియర్ profit and loss account debit side, what we should write? 2 provision for doubtful debts. In what situation? If new bad provision for bad debts are greater than that of old provision for bad debts. So new ante adjustments lo unnavi, old ante ట్రయల్ బ్యాలెన్స్ లో ఉన్నవి. ఓకే, ట్రయల్ బ్యాలెన్స్ లో ఉన్న ప్రొవిజన్ ఫర్ బ్యాడ్ డెట్స్ కంటే అడ్జస్ట్మెంట్స్ లో ఉన్న ప్రొవిజన్ ఫర్ బ్యాడ్ డెట్స్ ఎక్కువగా ఉంటే దాట్ విల్ బి షోన్ ఇన్ ద డెబిట్ సైడ్ ఆఫ్ ది ప్రాఫిట్ అండ్ లాస్ అకౌంట్. అలా కాకుండా న్యూ ప్రొవిజన్ ఫర్ bad debts are less than that of old provision for bad debts, that will be shown in the credit side of the profit and loss account by provision for doubtful debts. For example, new provision for bad debts are 1000 rupees. Okay, and old provision for bad debts are 800 rupees. So what happened here? New is greater than that of old. Okay, so then what is the difference here? 200. This 200 where we should show? Debit side of the profit and loss account. What we should write? Provision for doubtful debts. Or else sometimes new is less than that of old. That means new is 800, old is 1000. So what happened here? 200 is the difference, but new is less than that of old. So this 200 where we should write? Credit side of the profit and loss account by provision for doubtful debts. Okay, so these are the adjustments regarding final accounts. Okay, so if you understood clearly, share to your friends and subscribe my channel.